Howdy, and welcome to the Texas Bucket List. My name is Shane McAuliffe, and when it comes to finding featured destinations for the show, anything that claims to be the oldest anything in the Lone Star State gets our attention. So when we heard about a tavern that takes the claim as oldest in Texas, well, we had to hop on into the Hummer to wet our whistle and hear a story. Smack dab between San Marcos and New Braunfels, you'll find an oasis situated between two railroad tracks in the tiny town of Hunter. Hidden between the trees is a watering hole with one heck of a story.
You're not going to find a more authentic bar.
I call it a hill country gym. That's what I'd call it.
It's a whole mess of things that come together to make it a happy place.
Joel Hoffman is a fourth-generation Texan and the owner of Riley's Tavern, the oldest business in these parts that's housed in a building built in 1895 that happens to have a real historic designation.
It's the oldest tavern in Texas.
Well, it's a sense of pride for me, especially being a Texan.
A Texan being proud of being number one in something? Never.
So just how is Riley's the oldest? Well, in August of 1933, when Texans repealed Prohibition and Pop to Top, Riley's Tavern took home the very first license issued by the state of Texas, number 1.
Yes, there are bars that were open prior to Prohibition that reopened, or they turned into a social hall, without, a dance hall that didn't serve at that time. But the designation of the first after Prohibition still stands because it's the first license that was issued.
A young J.C. Riley drove to Austin with his uncle to get the license.
He wasn't really supposed to get the license. His uncle kind of got it for him because he was 17 years old.
Oh.
And so he managed the place under his uncle's ability to get the license for him.
Wow, 17.
We always have that crazy uncle that
help you out.
Lets us do that kind of stuff.
If you're ever in a bad bind, you can always go to that one uncle.
Riley owned the tavern for 58 years, till he took to the big bar in the sky back in 1992.
Well, I love that picture of Riley's because he looks like he's had about 14 beers too many. And he's barely awake.
In 2004, Joel took over at the age of 25.
So you're the third owner,
I'm
but the
third
second
owner.
longest tenured
The
owner.
second longest tenant, yeah.
Are you going to beat Mr. Riley's record?
I don't know.
They're great people, and they've really done Riley's justice.
It feels the same way it would have if you walked into it 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, even 85 years ago.
It's a great feeling when you can make people happy and enjoy just a few minutes of their day by coming here and unwinding a little bit.
Joel wanted to make sure the tavern stayed true to its roots and constantly brings in bands to perform in the perfect Texas setting.
And that is our main goal, is to get as live music many nights of the week as we can.
Is that important to you because you're a former musician, or?
Yes, supporting them, giving those folks a place to play, a place to make money, a place to get their music heard. It's a big deal.
Joel does a really good job at keeping it real American roots music.
Keeping the tradition going, and that's a good thing.
We try to support music, good music, local music, music from the touring music, honky-tonk music, music that has roots, bluegrass and blues and soulful music, not what you turn on the FM radio music any longer. That's a source of pride for me.
Prompt service is another tradition Joel is proud of.
Thank you. And the beers just automatically appear.
It's just automatically appear right here.
But there can be a bit of a conundrum, considering where the saloon is situated.
Have you guys ever been stuck between two trains?
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Walk outside, the train's there, I'll go back and have another beer.
I've heard bands play along with the train whistle when they play outside. Just add it into the song, and so that's really cool.
What's really down home about Riley's is its old school Texas feel. Nothing fancy, just a simple Lone Star State lounge with live music, cold beer, and a National Historic Register sign.
You can actually check out some real Texas history here.
It's the kind of bar a bar would go to.
And if you're a true Texan, this is true Texas here.